What if the airport you've been walking through for years is quietly draining your money, minute by minute, without you ever realizing it? And what if the people hit hardest by these hidden costs are seniors who actually deserve the smoothest, most affordable travel experience of anyone? Because here's the truth, nobody says out loud, airports are designed to rush you, confuse you, upsell you, and exhaust you. And when you're tired or anxious or worried about missing a flight, you spend more than you should. So let me tell you a story, not a list. Not some robotic tips you've already heard on YouTube 100 times, but the kind of real lived-in airport knowledge you only learn after decades of travel. Mistakes, small wins, and a few never-again moments. Because if you're over 50 or 60 or even 70 and still love to travel, there are quiet airport secrets that can easily save you hundreds of dollars per trip. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Like the first secret most seniors don't know is that airports price things based on stress, not distance, meaning the closer you are to your gate and boarding time, the more expensive everything becomes. Food, water, even basic snacks. So the real savings move is slowing down instead of speeding up. Arriving earlier than you think you need to. Eating outside security or near the airport entrance where prices are sometimes 30 to 50% lower. And yes, that includes sit-down restaurants most people ignore because they feel they must rush, when in reality, your gate will still be there, waiting. And then there's the second secret that airlines rarely explain clearly, which is that seniors often qualify for unadvertised discounts, not just on tickets, but on baggage fees, seat upgrades, and even change fees, but only if you ask at the right moment. And that moment is never online, it's at the counter, with a calm voice and direct eye contact, because systems don't offer mercy, but humans still do. And I've seen agents quietly waive fees just because someone asked politely and didn't sound rushed or entitled. Which brings us to another secret airports reward.com behavior, more than loyalty status. And that's not something airlines want to admit, because when you move slower, ask clearer questions, and show patience, doors open, rules bend, and options appear that weren't available 5 minutes earlier. And seniors who understand this end up spending less, simply by not reacting emotionally. And then there's the third secret, hiding in plain sight, which is that airport assistance services like wheelchair or mobility support are not just for people who can't walk, they're for anyone who would benefit from less physical strain. And using them can actually save you money by preventing missed connections, rushed purchases, and even rebooking fees, because missing a flight by 5 minutes can cost hundreds. But being escorted calmly through security in terminals often costs nothing at all. Yet pride keeps many seniors from using services designed exactly for them, and that pride quietly drains bank accounts year after year. And speaking of security, here's another thing most travelers don't realize. TSA and international security rules change often, but enforcement varies wildly by time of day, airport crowd levels, and even the mood of the officers. And seniors who travel early in the morning or midweek statistically face fewer secondary screenings, which means fewer delays, fewer confiscated items, and fewer last-minute replacements purchased at airport prices. Because yes, buying a belt or toiletries airside is wildly expensive, and avoiding that chaos is an underrated money saver. And then there's the rental car trap, waiting just outside baggage claim, where flashing signs promise convenience but hide inflated insurance fees, seniorin-friendly fuel policies, and optional upgrades that somehow get added anyway. And the secret here is simple but powerful: book Offerport Rentals with shuttle service, even if it adds 15 minutes, because those companies compete harder on price and are more flexible with seniors, especially on mileage limits and cancellation terms, which can save hundreds over a week-long trip. And here's something almost no travel channel talks about because it's not flashy. Airport pharmacies and clinics often offer senior-priced medications and basic medical supplies cheaper than city stores, especially internationally. So instead of panic buying expensive items before your trip, waiting until you arrive can save real money, particularly for travelers managing blood pressure, joint pain, or sleep issues. And now, let's talk about lounges, because everyone thinks lounges are only for business travelers with fancy cards. But seniors have more access than they realize through day passes, discounted memberships, airline promotions, and even credit cards with low annual fees. And the shocking part, is that one lounge visit can replace 3 overpriced meals, give you quiet seating, free Wi-Fi, and a stress-free environment that prevents impulse spending. So sometimes paying a little upfront saves a lot later. And then there's a sneaky airport secret related to time zones, jet lag, and food, which sounds unrelated to money, but absolutely isn't. Because when your body clock is off, you eat more, buy more snacks, and make worse decisions. So seniors who adjust meals before flying, not after, consistently spend less at airports simply because they're not chasing hunger with $9 granola bars. And yes, that matters. And another overlooked secret is that many airports offer free senior-focused services like guided assistance desks, rest zones, prayer rooms, and quiet lounges that reduce fatigue, and fatigue is expensive. Because tired travelers buy convenience at any price, and airlines know this, which is why Guitaria shops are placed exactly where exhausted people sit. And now, here's a secret that might surprise you: airports quietly overcharge travelers who use dynamic currency conversion. Meaning when a terminal asks pay in USD or local currency, choosing USD almost always costs more, sometimes 6 to 10% more. And seniors who don't want surprises often choose USD, thinking it's safer. But it's actually the expensive option, and knowing that one detail can save a lot over multiple purchases. And let's not ignore baggage, because baggage fees are where airlines quietly punish loyalty. And seniors who pack lighter use personal items strategically, and understand carry-on sizing rules often avoid fees entirely. But the real secret is that airlines are more forgiving about carry-ons when planes aren't full. So flying midweek or off-peak hours often means fewer enforcement crackdowns, fewer forced gate checks, and less stress-induced spending. And then there's the boarding process itself, where seniors often qualify for pre-boarding but don't use it because they don't want attention. But pre-boarding isn't about pride. It's about control, because when you board early, you secure overhead space, avoid gate-checked bags, and prevent last-minute chaos that leads to missed connections and replacement purchases. And here's something I wish someone told me years ago. Airport Wi-Fi is designed to keep you scrolling, shopping, and distracted. So savvy senior travelers download maps, boarding passes, and entertainment beforehand, reducing dependence on slow networks that push ads, pop-ups, and travel deals designed to separate you from your money. And finally, there's the biggest secret of all, the one that ties everything together, which is that airports profit most when travelers feel powerless, rushed, and uninformed, and seniors who flip that mindset who slow down, ask questions, use assistance without shame, travel at calmer times, and make decisions before arriving consistently spend less, feel better, and enjoy the journey instead of surviving it. And if you're watching this on Golden Age Travel Tips, here's my honest suggestion. Not advice, not rules. Just a suggestion from someone who's seen it happen again and again on your next trip. Choose one airport habit to change. Just one, maybe arriving earlier, maybe asking for help, maybe eating before security. And watch how that single shift quietly saves you money, reduces stress, and makes travel feel enjoyable again. Because saving hundreds isn't about hacks, it's about awareness. And awareness is the one thing airports can't charge you for.